Welcome. If you mean to be at Design Session 1 for the 2024-2025 National School Redesign Showcase, you are in the right place. And this session is going to focus on defining our opportunity through understanding multiple perspectives. So we're so happy you're here. Many of the people that will join today will join in a room where their teams are with them, okay? Some people are on separate screens. In order for us to do the breakouts well, we're going to only put people in breakouts that are by themselves, okay? So you won't get that echo and such. And the people that have their teams in the room will do the breakout in their teams. So if you are a person right now that is here and you are the only person on your screen, would you go and rename yourself? And you do that by going to the participant list and you hover over the 3 dots past your name and you can pick rename. And if you put a capital B in front of your name, a capital B, then Michelle will know, hey, that person goes in a breakout. And I'll remind us of that at breakout time too. Okay. But if you're in a room by yourself, put a capital B in front of your name so we can get you in a breakout when it's time with another human. That was probably the hardest part of today. Okay. So we always begin by connecting because that is the most important opportunity we have in these sessions. So in just a minute, after I read this prompt, we're going to go back to a gallery view and we're going to connect. We're going to meet each person that's on the call today. And those of you that have a team with you, we would love to hear every member of your team. Even if they can't get on camera, if we could hear them, that would be great. So we're going to ask everybody to share your name, your school, and a feeling that you are bringing to the session today. Your name, your school or district or company. We have some people from different universities, a variety of places, and a feeling you are bringing to the session today. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to model. I'm Linda. My school is Johns Hopkins. And a feeling that I am bringing to today's session is joy. And I'm going to pass it to Francesca.
Hi, everybody. I am Francesca Thompson. I am from South Gwinnett High School, and a feeling that I am bringing to the team is just really curiosity and just getting to know everyone that's on the call today.
Francesca, is there anyone in the room with you?
No, and I don't know if it's supposed to be maybe one other person from Gwinnett County that's on here, but I don't know who that person is.
Okay, is it okay if I put the B in front of your name?
That's
So
fine.
she'll know at breakout, and will you call on somebody else to go next?
Okay, and I will call on Nathan.
Good morning. I actually am from Gwinnett County, from North Gwinnett High School. We are part of a team on here. Linda, I have Sherry Gilbert, who's a feeder middle school principal, as well as John Green, who we all have met last year at this showcase. So I think a feeling that I have is building on last year's success and connections we made and trying to see how we can do it again.
Is it okay if I rename you Nathan with the B, because you're not in the same room though, right?
Correct.
Correct. Okay, thank you. And will you call on somebody?
Sure. Michelle Starnes.
Hi, Nathan. Thank you, everyone. My name is Michelle Starnes, and my school is Johns Hopkins University. And the feeling I'm bringing to this session today is wellness. I had a nice little battle with some food poisoning, so I feel very well and great. And the person I'd like to call on is Krista.
Good morning. My name is Krista Gordon. I am from West Mesa High School in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm feeling excited. I just want to see what's going on. And I also have my team member on, Stevie Maestas, and so I think I will pass to her.
Good morning. My name is Stevie Maestas, and I am from West Mesa High School. The feeling I bring today is content. And I would like to call on Maria.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Maria Waltmeyer. I'm with the Everyone Graduate Center. And the feeling I'm bringing, I am totally excited to see old friends and just to meet new ones. And I am going to call on John.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm from Georgia and Gwinnett, and so glad to be part of this. I've been working with Johns Hopkins now for a few years in different ways, and just really love connecting with everybody from around the country, and especially excited about the groups we got coming from Gwinnett today. And so, Francesca, I'm looking forward to getting to work with you as well, and with Tamaya and Lauren, you know, because we've got some different contexts in terms of, you know, Gwinnett representation. And so, Linda, I don't know if we, if this works for this one, but when you're breaking us out, if you want to put all the Gwinnett folks together, I think that's great. Sherry's new to this group, as is Francesca, as are several of our folks in terms of the students in particular. We got a whole new group. And so, and like Nathan said, we're sort of building off of last year. And so I would say that is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like a builder.
You want to mute it.
All right, and I'm going to turn it over to Sherry.
Good afternoon, I'm Sherry Gilbert, principal at North Gwinnett Middle School. And as Mr. Green said, and Mr. Valentine, we are working together in a kind of vertically in the North Gwinnett cluster. And the feeling I'm bringing today is just interested. This is new for me, so I'm excited to learn more about you know, what this process entails. But I'm going to turn it over to Anna.
Greetings from Boston, everyone. I am an inclusion specialist at Community Academy, Boston Public Schools. I'm the only one from my team in today's session. I was really lucky to be able to attend the first redesigning showcase last year, and I am extremely grateful that our school will be able to participate this year. And I am here with a lot of curiosity for the process, and really an excitement for learning and growing. And I joined a little late, which I apologize for. So Linda, did you go already? So I apologize. I'll pass it to you.
Oh, do not apologize. No worries. You know who would love to go? Sean.
Oh, thank you for helping with that.
So, voluntold. My name is Sean Morris. I am the director at Mark Armijo Academy. Been working with Johns Hopkins for a number of years now. Also, we were part of the redesign last year. Just excited to be here again. Learn from all of you, learn from the kiddos that are taking part in these design sessions as well. And just happy to be here. And since I showed up a little bit late, I'm not quite sure who hasn't gone. So I'm gonna lean on Linda to assign somebody again.
Oh, will you raise your hand, either your real hand or your you know, tech hand, doesn't matter. If you have not gone yet, to help our people out that aren't sure who did not go. I think Daniel, and then I'll let Daniel take over with the hand thing to keep it going.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Delgado, and my school, I'm up in Cuba, New Mexico. I'm really happy and excited for this process. I know that we were involved with high school redesign years ago, and we've carried forth a lot of the things that we learned, and I think that we made tons of progress, so I'm very excited. And I'm going to pass it to Tara.
Good morning. I'm Sarah. Well, for some of us this morning, I guess East Coasters, good afternoon. My name's Tara Madden, and I support a couple schools that are going to be joining the project. So I wanted to learn more about them. I've helped them with a little bit of design thinking. The organization I work for is Talent Development Secondary, and I was able to attend the first and the last one, the most recent session in DC, and it was really cool. So I'm excited to have some schools that I'm working with engaged in the process. go to Greg. Greg.
Hi, I'm Greg Howell. I'm with the Everyone Graduates Center, and I'm bringing a lot of enthusiasm to this. I'm very excited for this year's showcase and seeing a lot of the familiar faces. And welcome everyone. And I'm going to turn it over to Dara. Maybe.
Dara, are you with us right now? We'll come back. Oh, I've got captions on.
I don't believe that Irene has said hello, Irene Sanchez.
Oh, she's not able to get her audio on at the moment.
got it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We fixed all our, this is Cindy O'Neill at RFK Charter School, and our design team is here. So we've had a little bit of issues with our, some of our laptops and stuff getting connected, but we are here. I have all my kiddos here, and we're excited to get started.
Cindy, would you have each of your kiddos say hello and say a feeling they're bringing?
Absolutely. Who wants to go? Adriana's gonna go.
My name is Adriana, and the feeling I'm bringing is compassion. Next.
My name is Mikey, and I'm bringing confidence.
My name is Angelica Sanchez, and I am bringing readiness.
My name is Xavier Serrano, and I'm bringing happiness.
My name is Noeli Pacheco, and I would say that I'm bringing relax.
My name is Yomara, and I'm bringing I don't know, compassion.
My name is Alejandro Garcia, and I'm bringing enthusiasm. That's the word.
My name is Alejandro Lopez Ordóñez, and I'm bringing compassion.
My name is Valerie Doma, and I'm bringing happiness.
My name is Ruby Campos, and I'm also bringing enthusiasm.
We have everybody.
Thank you so much. I know, Dina, you just stepped on. We're just all saying our name, where we're from, and a feeling that we're bringing to today's session.
Hey, good morning. My name is Dina Gould. I am coming to you from the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque. I work with the Cuba team, and today I bring enthusiasm.
Thank you, Dina. And is there anybody else who has not gone yet? Okay, awesome. Thank you, everyone, so that we could see who was in the room. I'm just going to remind us again, if you can, to help us out. If you're in a room by yourself right now, we're going to do team pairs in a little minute. So if you're in a room by yourself, if you could put a B in front of your name, that will help us. And if you are on a team together for team time, which will be at the end, like Dina and Daniel, if you just put the name of your team at the end, and I think that's only the Gwinnett team and the Cuba team. I think the other team is in the room, and I'm pretty sure nobody else is in that situation. But if you are, chat to Michelle, because she's our air aviation flight controller for breakouts. Okay, here we go. This is so exciting. Let me share again. Okay. All right, so this is a timeline for our journey, okay? Here we are today, this little egg. And that's what we're just beginning. We're going to define a little bit what our opportunity might be here, okay? And we're going to begin to talk about how we can gain new perspective. Not the perspective we already have, but some new perspective. We're going to have 3 sessions like the one we're having today, When we have the one in November, you're going to bring some information to it. And we're going to do some design methods called storyboarding, and we're going to do a systems stock and flow, and we're going to begin to come up with a how might we question. In December, we'll have our third and final design session, and that's where we're going to get to the space where you're going to begin to think about how you might prototype what you want to prototype to try out for your how might we question. Then we're going to leave each other alone for a few months. You guys are going to do what you do, okay? And in February, we'll come back together and share our experiences. We're going to share those experiences with our team and with other teams and get some feedback and see what other teams are doing. And then we're going to have between February and April to do some more iterations if we want. And in April, that's when we'll have our showcase in DC. And it's so nice to see some people who were at the showcase last year. It's a lot of fun and very exciting. Okay, so that's the timeline. And we will learn more about it as we go. This year, we have two big themes that we're inviting you to consider. One is how we foster connection. And that would be to design a series of experiences that enable people on your campus to feel deeply connected. It says students, but it's about all the people on the campus, right? Students to students, students to adults, adults to adults, okay? And so that is one possibility that you might be prototyping. Or you might be prototyping a series of experience that allows school members to discover pathways to something that they're very passionate about, or a vocation or a calling, or something that resonates with them. So experiences or exposures that would help them along that path. And if you're thinking right now, I don't know, that's good. Because if you knew, it wouldn't be a good thing for designing. Or you can create your own. You don't have to follow one of our invitations. You can see something at your school, community, or campus that you feel like there's a way to be a more generative environment. And if that's the case, you're welcome to pursue that as well. Okay, how will we do that? Well, we're going to use some design thinking methods and some systems methods and some tried and true methods just to help us through this journey. And where we're beginning today is at this area here in the blue and the green, empathize and define, right? We're really at a space right now where we don't know. We don't know what an experience is like for everybody else. So we want to seek that out and learn more because that will help us to define our opportunity, okay? And you notice over here, you see this, this window on the world. In the middle of the design journey, you see notice and reflect. Oops, sorry, guys. Notice and reflect was added when the Equity Council and the Stanford D School came together, and they kind of looked at work that each of those institutions were doing, and they made something that they're calling liberatory design. And so many of the elements are from the original design thinking method, but this in the middle, this notice and reflect, is a piece that really came in there for us to be very aware about equity principles. So the pictures to help us remember, right, that when we look out a window, right, and we see what's going on in the world, we have the opportunity to notice that. And then we also have the opportunity to reflect on that and decide what we're going to reflect back. So notice and reflect is going to be a very big part of us figuring out what we want to create for our prototype. Okay, before our session today, I asked if it was possible if you would watch a 9-minute video. And if you did, that's awesome. And if you didn't, that's still okay. The video is about the ladder of connectedness, and it's on this slide. And then there's a quote here on the other side of the slide. And this quote on the other side of the slide is from Peter Senge, who is a systems thinking person who's been doing it for many, many decades. And he's the one that kind of came up with this ladder of connectedness, okay? This ladder of connectedness goes very much along with another ladder, the ladder of inference. But we're not going to talk about that ladder today. This ladder of connectedness is not so we can assess, oh, what is this connection? What is this connection? It's about us being aware, okay? When we connect with an event or another person, that connection between us is like a third thing, okay? And there are different levels or different frequencies that those connections can take, and they can cause us to have different feelings. So I might be in a space and really be totally unaware of what some of the beings around me are being. And in that case, that's that top, right? Completely disconnected, right? Like right now, I might be completely disconnected from what Dina is doing, okay? Completely disconnected. None of this is good or bad, just is, okay? But I might be in a space, with my good friend, and my good friend just got sent to the principal's office, and I know when she gets home, there's going to be really problems to pay, right? And that might begin to bring up things for me. And I might begin to be in a space of empathic distress where my feelings are really, really, really strong, and they're kind of overwhelming to me, right? Then there's kind of 3 levels down there of empathy, and there are different levels of empathy. There's empathy that maybe I'm in a space where somebody's like me, and I have that kind of empathy. Sometimes I'm in a space where a lot of people said compassion. A lot of people at RFK said compassion, right? Sometimes I'm in a space where cognitively I know, wow, this connection, I want to have compassion. And then you see the little arrow with the yellow where it says neutral awareness. That's when I'm in a space where I'm neutral. I'm whole, I'm there, and I'm available for connection. And then beyond that is that infinite groundedness of kind of a space where, a Zen space where I know that I'm part of everything and everything is part of me. So all of those levels of connection are important for us to just be aware of and know where am I at a particular time. Because if I know where I'm at a particular time, and then I know what I need at a particular time, then it's an inside job. I can come back, do some opportunities to work with me, and then be able to come back out and have more connections. And that's how we begin to have generative environments in our school. So Michelle is going to put in the chat a PDF. The PDF has exactly what's on this slide. We are going to pair you off. The only people we're not going to pair off are the people who already have people in your room, because it'll make terrible echoes if we do, okay? So you're going to pair off with, most of you will get a breakout invitation. RFK, you're going to decide, you're going to pair off randomly in your room. Greet your partner. And then you're going to share a story when you were aware, really aware of what your state of being was when you connected with somebody. So it could be any one of those states, from disconnected to distressed to neutral, whatever they may be. You're going to share that, share any insights about what that connection was for you, and then you're going to switch roles. And so then the other person will share a story, and you'll get to talk about it. And then we'll kind of come back to the bigger group. So we're going to pair off in breakouts. You're going to meet the person in your breakout. You're going to share a story. It can be a person you connected with. It could be a new job you connected with. It could be a new classroom you connected with. It could be anything that you made a connection with, that you had a relationship with, that you were aware, really aware of what you were feeling during that connection. Any insights you had, and switch roles. Is everybody good for going to the breakouts now? Looks good. Okay. Michelle's going to send us off, and we're going to be back in 10 minutes. That's okay.
Linda, you get a kick out of this. I told Francesca what you advised me last year, so it stuck with me in terms of trust the process.
Right? It's different.
That's right. That's right.
We're stirring the pot.
Yeah.
Anybody want to share anything from your connection pair breakout?
Yes, oh, I can share something.
Please.
Hello. Yeah. So I was placed with somebody from the East Coast, and you know, we were talking about the difference in the school systems, but one of the interesting things that is difference between our district and something that might happen on the East Coast, where they have like prep schools where people apply to high schools from middle school. Uh, at our school, you know, we receive students from feeder schools, and we're not always really connected to the schools that the students are coming from the middle school. And it's been one of the things that has been a challenge for us. And the person I was paired with, and you know, she noticed, she said, "Oh, there must be a real strong system in place." And I said, "There is. It's something that's built into our culture, and it's something that the veteran teachers and the veteran staff kind of are aware of. But when we get new staff, it's something that they kind of have to experience themselves, and it's something that they aren't always 100% present in when they first get there. And I think that that's one of the challenges that some of our new staff members have, and that is related to some of our turnover."
Thank you. We have time for one more if anybody wants to share.
Well, me and Dr. Green were in a room, and I'm new to this, so I'm just absorbing all of the knowledge here. But one thing that we did talk about is kind of some of the similar journeys that his school and my school are trying to provide, just opportunities for our kids. We're just trying to make sure that we're inclusive of everyone, and we're an academy school, so we know the issues that our students have with not being able to stay after school for opportunities, or not being able to have funding to participate in all these different opportunities. And so we are currently in the process of, and we've launched this semester, just some student choice options to make sure that it's really here something for everyone at South Gwinnett. And Dr. Green was expressing as well some of the similarities that we have as schools. So it was quite a great conversation.
Francesca, thank you so much for sharing that. And you can really see, right? Like when you look on this, sometimes where we are in the ladder is just about our group, right? And so we may not be aware, right, of beyond that. So that was really a powerful example that you shared. You know, stories are so powerful about helping us to shift sometimes our perspective. So Brene Brown is a researcher. She calls herself a researcher storyteller. And we used some of her resources last year, the people that are with us, and we'll probably use some this year. She is going to tell a story, and her story is a story where she's very aware of where she is on the ladder of connectedness. So I'm going to ask us if we can tune into her for the next 3 minutes. No, Brene. So that is a powerful example, right? That sometimes we know where we are, sometimes we don't know where we are, but sometimes if we notice and reflect, then we can see where we were. And all of that impacts our ability to connect, right? And since we're wired to connect, it's those connections that allow our spaces to be generative ecosystems, generative, life-giving systems, life-giving school communities. So this slide is about us being aware that we have to keep it in balance, right? We have to allow and accept what we need, our own self, what we need, as well as what the system around us needs. So empathy, right? And this ability to know where I am and know how I'm responding and noticing and reflect allows me to be aware of more perspectives than my own. So that's what we're going to talk about for the next couple of minutes before team time, because that's what you're going to do. Empathizing by immersing ourselves, observing, or engaging with other people allows us to see what their experience is like. And we do this by having a very intentional, generative way of listening. So I want to talk about listening for a minute, okay? We all listen a lot. Sometimes we listen, you see on the left where it says download, and then you see on the right where it says being polite. In our classrooms all the time, we experience this, right, kids, right, adults, right? We're being polite and we're downloading. It's just a habit. The information is falling, right? It's like a download. Sometimes I may have an interest, right? And if I have an interest, this is very much what Darwin did when he was trying to understand all of the species. I'm listening for what is different than what I already believe. What am I hearing that doesn't confirm what I already know? And that level of listening, often you will see when people are going, no, 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 I don't think so, right? It's like a debate listening. So I'm listening for you to say something I don't agree with, okay? That's level 2. Level 3 is when I'm listening from a space, right? I'm listening from an open mind, an open heart, an open will, and I'm willing to be in dialogue with you. This generation, Generation Z, the true generation, you guys are so good at this, right? Because you are able to listen to points of view that you do not necessarily agree with and have a dialogue. And a dialogue isn't about coming to an agreement or a consensus. It's about widening the space to hold more than one point of view, okay? And then even beyond that, which we're going to talk about a little bit this year, is something called generative listening, right? And generative listening is when I was able to have that conversation. I didn't have to share your point of view. You didn't have to share my point of view. And we have made a space, spaciousness, a space where something new can emerge. And that new thing is okay for you and okay for me. It's a new thing. It's creating a new idea. It's generative. So between now and the next time we get together, you are going to be doing some generative listening, or at least some empathic listening, and just some general empathy to get an idea about how things currently are in your school community. You're going to observe people and their behaviors. You're going to engage with people. You might do some interviews. You might have some focus groups. You might just engage in a conversation while you're waiting in line at a grocery store. You're going to immerse yourself in other people's shoes. Oftentimes we do that by shadowing somebody, maybe a student might follow a principal might spend a day in the life of a student or a teacher, but immerse ourselves, right, in what somebody else's experience might be. When we do this, what we're trying to do is the same thing that we just did in those peer interviews. We're going to try to help people to tell us a story. And that's people are able to tell a story when you give them something that they can recall, an experience, an event, and they can connect it with feelings. Okay, so that's why stories are so important. And we're going to ask why questions when we're talking to people. So see on the right, these are not the right questions, okay? These are just some example questions. So, but you see how they're asking us not what's best about school, but saying, really bring to your mind a day that you really, really wanted to be at school. Tell me about that day, right? Very different opportunity for somebody to share with you. Then what do you like about our school? What do you not like about our school, right? Okay, very different. Another idea of a question is, right, is there a space or a place or a time when you really felt like, wow, I am really seen, I am valued, I am heard, I am known? You're going to use your own words, right? These are not the right questions, but you get the idea, right? Opportunities for the person you're interacting with to really reach down and be able to connect with you and tell you about their experiences and stories. It's also okay to ask questions like, what part of school would be okay to do without? Because we do have some parts that would be okay to do without. We want to include different generations and how different generations see things. Because we have had different lived experiences. And if we are in different generations and have different lived experiences, we oftentimes really don't understand each other's perspective. So we don't understand what might best serve somebody's needs. So especially in schools where there's multiple generations, we really want to understand each other more deeply. So there's some examples there for those kind of questions, right? Really trying to understand what's the best thing about being your age? What do you enjoy about it? Or what do you feel that other people misperceive about people that are your age? Again, these are not the right questions, but again, just to give us an idea of how we can better seek to understand people in other generations. Okay. This is going to be our team design time, but I think that what I'm going to do, with your permission, is, because so many people don't have a team with them, is I'm going to explain the team designs time, and then I'm going to wrap it up so that people that don't have a team with them can do the activity later, and people that do have a team with them can do it on their own, and we won't be holding people up, okay? Each time that we have a session, there'll be a team design time, and you can do it on the call, or you can do it at your leisure afterwards, okay? So this time, the team design time, is for you to figure out with your team how you're going to do these observe, engage, and immerse activities, okay? And who's going to talk to who? Are there particular events or experiences at your school or in your community that you think it would be good to show up for, pay attention to with a certain lens? Anybody we might want to shadow? How are we going to pay attention to that and keep some kind of record of what we saw and heard? Because we're going to use that information in November to create our How Might We question. So you might want to talk about what questions everybody wants to have in common, who's going to talk to who. So you're just beginning to think about that and then figure out a timeline so that those things begin to happen before the November 13th convening. So I would put us in teams, but I'm not going to. Okay, I'm not going to, because I'm going to just finish this presentation and then the people with teams can stay or go. Does that make sense? I know it's a lot, but just nod if it makes sense. Or even just go. Okay, thank you. I got a thumb. Okay, we're going to go with the thumb. Okay. Let's pause for insights and wonderings and go just do the next steps and then we'll come there. We'll come back to pause to insights and wonderings. Between now and November 13th, each person, not each team, each person, ask 2 or 3 people to share a story of when they have seen you at your best. Each person. You can have them write it. You can have them put it in an email. You can have them tell you. You can have them talk on the phone. You can have them make a TikTok. Doesn't matter. But each person, you're going to go to 2 or 3 people and say, will you share a story with me about when you have seen me at my best? Okay, that's individual. As a team, you're going to do those interviews, shadow opportunities, and observations we just talked about using empathy and generative listening. And then you're going to bring those notes with you when you come back on the 13th. I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to get insights and wonderings, and then we're going to do a close. Tell me what you're wondering or worried about, or perplexed by, or happy about, or still processing. Good.
I'm happy about the growth that we're going to have both individually and as a team. I feel that West Mesa has been cranking away with this work, or like just work that we've tried year after year. But maybe this little bit more insight and feedback from others and being very specific with what we need may help us grow and enhance what we're doing and do it a little bit better.
Thank you. You might not know what you wonder yet, and that's okay. It's a process. Don't worry. You're going to talk to some people. You're going to watch some people. You're going to talk to your team. You're going to come back on the 13th. We're each going to share one word to bring our session to a close about what we feel about today. So I'm going to say Linda and still joyful. Michelle.
I just feel like this connection is so amazing with everybody here on the screen today. Thank you for everyone for being here, and I'll send it to Anna.
Thank you. I feel intrigued and I appreciate that challenge to explore the metacognitive processes. I'm just intrigued about myself first and how I look at the process, and then about everyone else's experience. And I'm going to pass it to John.
I struggle with one word things, so I just can't get out of my mind the whole experience in terms of the blaming. So I'm going to say avoid blaming, and I'll turn it over to Francesca.
My word is going to be, I'm just excited, just happy to have been invited to this process. And like I said earlier, just excited to learn from you all and collaborate and bring some new ideas back to the school. So thank you. And I'm going to pass it to Tara, did you go? No, Tara.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm I'm happy. And I'm gonna pass it to Stevie. Okay.
I am Stevie and I'm excited. And I pass it to Sherry.
I'm still just interested to learn more about the process. And I'm passing it to Nathan.
I'm shocked that John did not speak more than he did. That's amazing. He limited his word choice. But I think I'm intrigued to learn more about how our team will come together and figure this out. Sorry, I'm going to pass to Krista.
I'm both excited and like interested to see what we could figure out from asking these questions in the weeks ahead. And I'll pass to Dina.
Hi, I'm curious, and I'll pass it to Danielle.
Hi, everybody. I'm feeling very connected and excited, and I'm going to pass it to Maria.
Right on target. For me, it's still excitement. And I'm going to go to, let's see who hasn't gone. Sean, my buddy Sean.
Hey, Maria. Good seeing you. I'm excited. And I'm gonna pass it to RFK.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Oh, I mean, who wants to go first? Doesn't that make you so happy?
We're very intrigued and curious about what to do next. Anyway. Just say how you felt about the presentation. I'm very excited for this process.
I'm very aware of this process.
I would say that this process is very straightforward of what they want.
Amazing. I'm excited to learn more about what we're doing.
I'm prepared to see what this will be able to see.
I'm intrigued with what we're gonna do, and I'm very open-minded to everybody's ideas.
I'm happy.
I would say I'm also intrigued and excited to learn more about the process. This should be your turn. I know it's good.
Ready to get started.
Pass it on to somebody.
And I will pass it on to Michelle.
I didn't use one word. I'm like John, I used a bunch of words. But I think, who has not gone? I think everybody's gone. Have they all gone? Krista, did you go? Yeah.
Greg didn't go.
Oh, Greg.
Well, I'm going to follow John's lead with 2 words and say that I have enthusiastic anticipation for what comes in the next meeting from everybody. I'm very enthusiastic about that.
Me too. I wonder what it'll be like. Thank you, everybody in the chat, nexus.everyonegraduates.org. The PowerPoint will be there by the end of the week. There'll be a video of one of the sessions from today. So if the questions will be there, everything will be there. And we'll see you on November 13th. Oh, the registration for November 13th will be there. If you want something in the meantime, just email or call. We appreciate each of you.
Thank you, everyone.